The Denver Nuggets. What a bounce back win versus the hottest team in the NBA. The Detroit Pistons had won 8 in a row, and the Denver Nuggets said, that's all good. We're going to make sure that today, after losing last night, we bounce back and get a huge victory in Detroit again versus one of the best teams in the league as of late. Man, what a bounce back game for Denver. When all things kind of went wrong yesterday for this team, they decide they're going to bounce back, and especially Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, everybody else on the roster that didn't have a good game, even without Aaron Gordon today, they end up playing one of the best games of the year. Yet another playoff team knocked off their ledger. They're now 2-1 versus Eastern Conference playoff teams with a chance to beat the Boston Celtics on Sunday. Y'all know what time of this Swipa game. Let's get it. The Denver Nuggets beat the Detroit Pistons in perhaps one of the best wins of the season, 134-119. And the score, honestly, that's a little different than what it actually was. Now, the Denver Nuggets, they end up winning all the way by 15 points today. But y'all, the starters plus 27, plus 35, plus 33, plus 30, plus 23, they absolutely took it to that team tonight. What a game, y'all. What a response. What a bounce back. This was honestly an incredible game for so many different reasons because you got a chance to see. You got a chance to see what this team looks like when it's locked in and it has a purpose. And tonight, they knew in order to get this job done, in order to win this game, they were going to have to show up and do something special. I mean, truly, very good game. By the way, the Cleveland Cavaliers are up 114-108. They were down 25-3 versus the Boston Celtics, and now they're leading with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Just an incredible game. Don't want to distract y'all with that, but that's like shocking to see. But great game for the Denver Nuggets. Great game for them. They took care of business tonight. If you just look at the stat lines tonight, I mean, honestly, just ridiculous basketball played from the Denver Nuggets all the way around. Let me go ahead and share some of that screen just so y'all can see just how good they were tonight, given what was happening on the court. Man, Zeke Nnaji, y'all, there is a conversation to be had. Zeke Nnaji, I think, had one of the 5 best defensive performances of any player on the Denver Nuggets this season. Zeke Nnaji, only 8 points, just 2 rebounds, just 2 assists. He was 2 of 2 from the three-point line, but he was a plus 27. And the dude had 3 blocks, and he could have had more. Zeke Nnaji put in one of the best defensive performances of the year, locking up Cade Cunningham, locking up Tobias Harris. He made it his mission tonight that whatever happened, he was going to make sure that the team was going to be well situated defensively, and it was him that set the tone. Y'all, early in this game, let me go back to my notes in the first quarter. Early in this game, it was Zeke Nnaji that really set the tone today. Zeke had a block on an Ausar Thompson dunk. He had another block, just a possession after that. And then Zeke Nnaji, he had a trail block that led to a run out for CB, Christian Brown. And then he also had an opportunity today where he hit a stop on Tobias Harris. Sorry, looking through this notes. He had a stop on Tobias Harris. So literally in a stretch of a game, a block by Zeke Nnaji on Ausar Thompson dunk. He had another dunk. And then he ends up getting a trail dunk, a trail block, and then that leads to a CB run out. The Nuggets had an 18-0 run at one point in time in this game. And a lot of it was off the back of Zeke Nnaji. You want to talk about somebody that's completely rewriting their narrative this year? You want to talk about somebody that's completely rewriting just how good they are and just how important they are to this team going forward and what they want to do and how good they want to be? Is Zeke Nnaji. And somebody asked in the comments, better than Gordon on defense. Well, look, Gordon, the reason why his defense has looked so shoddy this year is because of the calf injury and because of the fact that he's having to recover from it. He's not as quick and as nimble as he used to be. But he still has had some really good moments this year. But the problem is he cannot give you the defensive consistency that you need from him, and it's causing a lot of issues so far. And so, yeah, you know what? This is probably better than what Zeke has than Aaron Gordon has done for most of the year. And that's no pain. That's no slight on Aaron Gordon. There's reasons why. And Aaron Gordon, as my colleague Matt Moore said, more than likely is probably going to pick it up by the time the playoffs come around. You know, he's using this time to get in shape. He's using this time to figure out exactly, you know, how his body's going to respond to the moment. But he's obviously just not been 100% himself. And Zeke Naji, and I want to clear this up real quick. Malone has some explaining to do about not using Zeke the last 2 seasons. Remember, the reason why the Denver Nuggets were not playing Zeke a lot had nothing to do with Malone's decision as much as it was Zeke's body would fail him. Remember, Zeke would have these really good stretches where he played good basketball, and then all of a sudden, he would get hurt, and then they wouldn't be able to play him. And so that's really what that was. Like, if Zeke stayed healthy for stretches, especially last year, he would have played more. But Zeke's also figured out basketball to a degree that he hasn't in the last several years. Like, Zeke right now is playing so smart, so tenacious, so aggressive defensively, and he knows what offenses are trying to do, and his ability to understand angles and leverage. You want to talk about a player that's in the 5th year of their career. This is the kind of development you're seeing from Zeke Naji. So great game from him. Michael Porter Jr., what a bounce back game, man. You know, a lot of overreaction, you know, even myself yesterday. I think Michael Porter's an incredible player. You just have real concern. You have real concern about some of the playoff stuff versus aggressive teams. Porter today was given an assignment to be an elite play finisher today, and he responded. Michael Porter Jr. was tasked with having to deal with a very aggressive team with the Detroit Pistons, and Michael Malone got a technical with 49 seconds into the game today because of how Jalen Duren was guarding Nikola Jokic. And so they knew, everybody understood, like everyone understood what the moment was requiring of them, and Michael Porter responded. 28 points, 10 of 15 from the field, 6 of 7 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. A 28-point and 9 rebound game for Michael Porter Jr., that's all-star stuff. That's all-star stuff. That's all NBA stuff. Great freaking game from Porter. You love to see him play aggressive. You love to see him do what he's supposed to do. And when he comes off of those screens, he's honestly one of the most dangerous players in the NBA. And he did a great job today. His offensive rebounding today. 2 offensive rebounds, and both of them led to points for the Denver Nuggets today. Great game for Michael Porter Jr. Christian Brown, 23 points for Christian Brown. Like, what are we doing? 23 points for Christian Brown today. The dude is an absolute monster in transition. He had an and one today that was just cinema. Cinema and one. Like, the dude just doesn't get phased. Like, when he's in transition, his ability to be like, all right, bet, I'm absolutely going to fight through all of the hand checking, all of the contact, and it doesn't matter. I'm still going to finish this play. He did that today multiple times. 23 points for Christian Brown. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 10 of 14 from the field, and 2 of 3 from 3. It's just a great game. Just a great game from him. And then, y'all, Jamal Murray, man, 31 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 3 rebounds, 10 of 22 from the field, 5 of 9 from 3, 56% from the 3-point line, 6 of 7 from the free throw line, 85.7%. And Jamal Murray, even, honestly, even with how he played versus the Bucks the other day, I still think he played well. He was 9 of 21 from the field. He definitely could have shot better. 9 of 20 from the field. He definitely could have shot better. But y'all, like, he's continued to really put up very good games. And again, tracking since December 1st, including tonight, I believe, including tonight, Jamal Murray's averaging 22.5 points per game, 5.9 assists, 3.6 rebounds. And over that stretch, he's shooting 49% from the field, 44% from 3, and 91% from the free throw line on 60 true shooting. a 49, 44, 91 line. So great performance by Jamal Murray tonight. The shot making was there. Everything that you wanted to see from Jamal was there. Just continue to play really well. He plays like a guard that can lead you to a championship. Again, the questions about the Nuggets are purely on defense. Now, some of it's going to be the Russell Westbrook stuff we'll get into in a minute, but it's mostly going to be the defense. But Murray's been great. Nikola Jokic, best player in the world. I think he's going to win his 4th MVP this year, y'all. Jokic, 23 points, 17 rebounds, and 15 assists with 2 blocks and a steal. He was 6 of 9 from 2 today and 11 of 12 from the free throw line. He had a 66 true shooting. 23, 17, 15, 2 blocks, 1 steal. He's the best player in the sport. He continues to do things that you just don't see in the NBA. He continues to play at a level that you don't see other people play at in the NBA. He continues to put up stat lines with performances that you don't see among anyone else ever. He's the best player in the world, man. I mean, not a lot to say. His post work tonight was crazy. Didn't make his 3-point shots, but he had some post work on Tobias Harris and one. He had a post work on Jalen Duren that was crazy. He got Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren in foul trouble today. And Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart really, I mean, it's an upper tier defensive rotation as of late between Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren. Jalen had 4 personal fouls. Isaiah Stewart had 5. And Paul Reed had 1. Jokic basically got 10 fouls against the center rotation from the Detroit Pistons today. Just, again, a really great game from him. Russell Westbrook off the bench, mixed bag, 8 points. He was a minus 16 and 19 worse. He had 4 turnovers today. Like Russ, he was 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. He did have 4 rebounds. He did have 2 assists. Russ had a really important possession in this game where they were up 17. Murray threw a really errant pass. Russell Westbrook ends up saving the play, and they score on it on the other side with Julian Strawther. The thing with Russ is averaging almost 4 turnovers a game the last 11 games, y'all. And that is just too much. There is no exception for it. There's no, it's okay. It's not, it cannot be. The only player on this roster that can average 4 turnovers a game for that long is Jokic. He's the only one. Jokic has 7 today. But Jokic also, having 7 turnovers, had 15 assists and was the best player on the floor by far. So like even just what they're asked to do is drastically different. Joker passes the ball around 110 times per game. So Joker having 4 turnovers is a just wildly different scenario. Russ can't turn the ball over that much. By the way, I believe the Nuggets are 11-1 on back-to-backs, on the second night of back-to-backs this year, I think that's what their record is, if I remember correctly. So not a great game from him. Julian Strawther had some really important moment, but he was a minus 12 today. His defense got picked on a little bit, but he had a really good stretch in the second half. 12 points or 6 points from him, was 3 of 7 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. He needs to find his 3-point shot again. He's shooting 32% from 3, I believe, the last 10 to 15 games. DeAndre Jordan, 4 points off the bench. Jalen Pickett, no points. The bench was all minus 16, minus 12. I believe that the bench unit the bench unit today for the Pistons, they scored over 60 points off their bench today. The Nuggets, 8, 14, 18, 21 points, including garbage time. So that's just going to be a trend. That's going to be a story in the playoffs too. Like they're not going to have a lot of bench scoring unless Russ and Julian Strawther are having a crazy game. The Nuggets today, 128.2 offensive rating, no garbage time included, 128.2 offensive rating, and then a 112 defensive rating today. You can live with that. You can honestly live with that. Overall, the Denver Nuggets, they take care of business, man. Look at some of the important stuff today, game charts. The Nuggets had a 25-point lead at one point in time in this game. They went on an 18-0 run. The Nuggets shot 54.8% from 3 after having a horrid shooting night last night, 56% from the field, 74% from the free throw line. The Nuggets had 54 points in the paint, below their season average, 15 second chance points, just 21 fast break points for the Nuggets. But in the half court today, the Nuggets had a 113.6 offensive rating, which is dominant, extremely dominant. They shot well from really everywhere on the court for the most part. They took care of business. So shout out to the Denver Nuggets, man. They get a win. Memphis is currently playing. If Memphis loses to the Knicks tonight, the Nuggets will have sole possession of the 2 seed again. So the Nuggets, they're getting ready to play the Boston Celtics, and the Celtics just lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers 123-116. So they're going to be coming off a loss and trying to get a win, and the Denver Nuggets are going to have a chance on Sunday to really turn some head. Now I'll say this: if they beat the Boston Celtics in Boston after beating another playoff team, that'll be 3-1 on an East Coast road trip. I do think that will continue to help them from their internal standpoint of what it's going to take for them to win a title this year, despite all the stuff they've been through. But y'all, Swipa Gang, make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button, y'all. We're continuing to build up this community. I love y'all. Y'all my folk. I'll be on Locked On NBA tonight, so you can expect Locked On NBA tomorrow morning. Y'all know what time it is, Swipa Gang. See you on the other side.